Everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome. Wait for a few more people to jump on here and we'll get going. I got my good buddy Al Clowers joining me today. We're going to talk about everything Don Hansen Day yesterday. We're going to talk about how great it was seeing all of you that showed up, celebrate my father. I want to thank you all very much. Hey, Al, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, man. It was a great experience to go up there and go fishing with everybody. And, you know, the coolest thing was to be able to meet the members that were there in person and just the cool things that they had to say about everybody and just the warmth. And it's super cool. It reminds me of going, all my AA friends. There's lots and lots of love in the community, and it's super cool, dude.
I was blown away by all the people that came up to us yesterday and just thanked us for everything we do.
Right.
I mean, it's just a wonderful feeling, right? When you have, I know you guys are members of the website and we're family, but to have people come up that we've never actually met personally and thank us for everything we do, doesn't that feel bitching in your heart?
Oh, yeah.
It just feels so wonderful.
Yeah, and then I walked into the galley on the boat, and the guy was like, "Alan Clowers," and it was just so cool, you know. He goes, "I've been listening to you for years. So stoked to have you on the boat. Just super cool stuff."
Yeah, well, you were part of Let's Talk Hookup for a very long time, and it sounds like you're going to get back into helping Pete over there, giving some reports and stuff. I mean, that's basically, I know you and I, we fished together we were out on the same water, but we never really sat down and talked. But I met you through 9/7 or Let's Talk Hookup.
Right.
I mean, Let's Talk Hookup, let's face it, for a very, very long time, it's been the go-to place for guys like you and I in the industry.
Right.
When we had an opportunity to be on Pete's show, you felt really good inside because Pete's show's like an institution here.
Right, you know, and I would pull up to the launch ramp back in those days, and people I didn't even know would walk up to me and stick their hand out. And I remember this guy was all tatted up, big brawly dude. He's come walking at me, and I'm like, "Oh, what's going on with this?" You know, and he stuck his hand out, and he was the nicest guy, and just said, "Thank you for giving the reports that are actually genuine." You know what I mean? So, and I'm doing that the same here, you know, and we're getting the same feedback here, and it's in person, you know. It was really cool. Met some really cool people, and they got our back, and we got their back, you know.
Yeah, I think the greatest thing is to learn from the members that are active on the community all the time, but then to sit down with them yesterday after, I mean, on the trip we had, look at gang, I want to show you something. This is what it was like yesterday on the boat with us. Here's everybody right when we came back into the dock. Look at the group. Look at, there we are. And between all of us, we can tell you we didn't catch much. Fishing was extremely slow. We went to a lot of old time hot spots that we used to catch a lot of fish at, but the problem down there right now is it's red tide. There's red tide and it's water. 58 degrees. Absolutely amazing how cold it is.
Right, but Dave, we knew that going in, you know. It was more of a fun get together than a fish killing trip, you know.
So, it was camaraderie, man. It was building the community and hanging out with. We threw this up on the website. I mean, we threw this up on the podcast like in 3 minutes, it was sold out.
Right.
It's crazy.
And it wasn't sold out because they knew it was going to be a big old meat hunt. They knew they were going to get to come and hang out with you.
And us, me and you and Justin and Pablo. We were all there. We were all together on the boat. And then 10 of our members just had the time of their lives. And something that we don't talk about enough. And we need, I heard this at a meeting the other night. I don't mention this enough. CCA California. CCA is look at, we got to spend the day with Wayne. We got to ask Wayne a bunch of questions about what's going on out there and got to hear some inside information on all the different things that are happening in the community. Wayne hung out on the boat all day with us, and then we gave Wayne $450 that we collected from the 9 people that were on the boat
for
CCA California.org. And all of those guys and gals that were on the boat with us, they're all lifetime members anyway, but they're still giving because they understand how important it is. This whole fishing thing is so much fun. Yeah, catching, that's cool. But just being out there, it's not about the fish.
Right. Don't get me wrong. We're a couple of fish killing machines. If they're catchable, we slay them. But, you know, like I tell everybody, I got a wand, but it's not magic. You know, the ocean provides at certain times, and that's why you just got to go fishing, you know. Like all this stuff down here in San Diego right now is getting ready to blow up wide open. And if you're on your couch, you're not going to experience it, you know. I have plenty of availability, man, from half-day bonefish trips, bay stuff, island trips, and that bluefin's starting to bunch up a little bit. Not all the way yet, but it's biting too. So, you know, they can book a trip from a half day to a full day on that beautiful boat right there behind us.
Yeah, we made some videos on Al's boat the other day. All that'll be in the rotation next week. We made some fun videos. Plus, Al, he told me when we walked down to the boat, he goes, "Hey, I got some sardines in the bait tank or in the receiver here, and it's going to happen just like this. I'm going to get a couple of bites, and then they all get wise to it, and I'll be go to heck." His first bait was about a 15-inch spotted bay bass that was patiently waiting for a sardine to slip out of that receiver. Then his next bait, he threw out 3 or 4 orange mouth short fin corvina, tried to eat his bait and got one. It was about 18, 19 inch.
How cool is that, right? So we call them our pets right there, but it's super cool. You know, you can get them really going good. So, you know, just to touch on that corvina fishing, if you want to catch those corvina in the bay right now, go get a big old tank of bait, and pretty much anywhere in the bay, like on the points, stuff like that, anywhere you go, you braille some bait, you're gonna catch a corvina. I mean, I went out there the other day on a charter, and they wanted to catch corvina, and we caught 12 of them. And the first bunch we caught was out in the front of the bay, well, by Shelter Island Pier, and the rest were back by Pepper Park. But that corvina fishery is really cool, you know, and it's super cool, especially at the dock. You know, that bait receiver, I'll walk up there and the sun will be shining. There'll be 4 or 5 of them with their noses pointed right at that receiver.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they hang out there waiting for one to get out of there, right?
Well, you were telling me you had a phenomenal bite the other day in there, and then you got covered up with sea lions.
Right, the first spot, right. But if you go in the back, not all the way in the back, just somewhere back in there, around Pepper Park area, I've never had sea lions get on me back there.
And well, the reason I brought that up was the neat thing about what Al does is, yeah, he got covered up by, he said 5 sea lions, I think he told
big
me.
One, yeah, the big bruisers.
So therefore, those orange mouth corvina, they're gone. They split.
Right.
The last thing they want to do is get eaten.
Right.
They want to go in the bag that Al has on the back of the boat with the ice in it. They want to get out of there, but they do not want to get eaten by a saber-toothed sea lion. That's not in their thing. So the really cool thing is what I'm trying to tell you all is when you're in that bay, he's been fishing that bay as long as I've been fishing. He's been fishing that bay. He knows the bay so good. That's why I jumped on the plane and flew up to have an opportunity. I don't understand why more of you aren't taking advantage of his knowledge fishing. I know it's real cool to catch a bluefin and really cool to get on somebody's website and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to watch 4 or 5 videos on how to catch a bluefin. Over on our website, we're the bargain guys. We charge you $29.99 a month to give you real-time information on the water about how to catch the fish that live in Southern California. Believe me, when the bluefin come within striking distance where it won't cost $1,000 for Al to burn fuel. Couple thousand. Did it go 50, 60 miles right now to catch a bluefin when we know in our heart they're going to be biting out in front? I'm not taking anything away. Get on a long range boat. Get on one of those 2 or 3 day boats. That's bitching. Get your own bedroom, hang out, go bluefin fishing. But I don't know, to get on a ponga or get on a skiff and go do it and all that night fishing and stuff, I think I'd wait until that.
Yeah, Riviera is really comfortable to go bluefin fishing. Hey, let me clarify something. Everywhere I go lately, I'm known as the bonefish guy, which I am. You know, I'm really good at fishing the bay, but also we're really good at fishing the islands, fishing offshore, anywhere from bluefin to rock cod. You know, so I just haven't been doing a lot of videos on that, but it's coming. So just so you know, it's not just bait fishing. Everything, we got everything covered. If you look around this garage, we got a bait to go catch everything you know, and that's just a little part of it.
And on his boat, I think I counted 42 fishing poles rigged up, ready to go.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing. A little bit more about Don Hansen Day yesterday. That's kind of what we're going to talk about a little bit more. But we're super excited about getting you guys out on the boat. But look at this is kind of what it was like yesterday. We had just a phenomenal. There's me and Al working hard. We are working so hard right here.
Hey, that was on the ride back. We were done.
Yeah, we couldn't wait to get in a chair and sit down. Boy, we were whooped. But we had a really fun day yesterday. Here's a picture of some of the big whoppers that we caught. That's our buddy Tim Ogilvie with a beautiful big calico bass. Remember, they got to use the net. You were saying the gaff, we got to sharpen the gaff. It was full speed. It was insane. There's another giant bass right there Jeanette has. It was just incredible the amount of fish that we caught yesterday. I think we ended up catching 20 fish.
Yeah, we had limits of camaraderie and warmth. That was really cool.
And nobody was disgruntled. Nobody got all upset. Everybody, they're all fishermen. They understand. We were fishing. We were out there. We were in the zones. Conditions were wrong, but you know what? Hanging out with Justin and Pablo and Al
and Justin's son
and Rylan was on the boat, just wailing on fish. It was just a great day all the way around. It was I thought I had the Rylan picture. Do I have it? No. I think I got it. There I am, hanging out with Calvin. He's showing me how to drive the boat. I'm super excited. It was cold. It was cold. Let's see. I have a Rylan picture somewhere. We'll get to it here in a minute. But
he won the Mighty Mike Derby on that little spinning rod, huh?
Yeah, we gave away Wayne Coda and Justin and Al and Pablo and I, we brought a bunch of giveaways. Everybody walked off the boat with nice stuff. Deckhand Sports stepped up big time. And we broke the groups. There was 9 people. We broke them up into teams. There was Team Al. There was Team Pablo. There was Team Justin. And Team Pablo got the jackpot fish. It was a what was it? Sand bass. Jimmy caught it. Nice. And then Justin's team won the overall amount of fish, and they all walked off with wonderful prizes. And then Rylan, he walked off with a beautiful little mini rod and reel setup.
Team Justin. Justin was over there making the fish counts better. I was doing it right. I wasn't fishing. I was helping.
Justin was fishing the whole time. Let's be totally honest. He was fishing the whole time, but it was just so much fun being with everybody. And then right here, the end of the day, when we got to the dock, then everybody got to come up and do a tour of all my father's boats. And then we had fish tacos at John's Fish Market. We had about 40 of our members show up, and we all just hung out and talked, told stories. I mean,
by the time the last member left, it was like 10 o'clock.
We were there. We are super tired right now, to be perfectly honest. We're a couple of old guys, and we're kind of well, Al's way more into shape than I am. You know me, I just sat in front of a computer screen all day, but it whooped my butt. It whooped me big time. I was super tired. Me and Al woke up. Well, Al woke up at 6. I woke up at 7:15 this morning, and I could have slept another 10 hours. But we're flying back to Cabo today to hang out with Kelly Girl. She's hanging down there, hanging out. I know it's Thursday, and Kelly Girls should be with us, but Kelly Girls told Al and I that she believes in her heart that everybody would rather watch Al than her. So
I don't know about that.
And I used Tim Ogilvie's rod all day. He has a bitch and deckhand setup rod, and with a Cortez 5 on it. The thing was incredible. We just had so much fun yesterday. And John and Tina Stanley having you guys on the boat, Tut and Larry and Dwayne and everybody that showed up. I can't thank you enough. And then afterwards, everybody that showed up at the tacos at the fish market and hung out in Don Hansen Plaza. And we got to tell stories about my pops, and my sister was there, and my cousins, and my sister's godfather and his wife Bernice, everybody that showed up, I just can't thank you enough. It filled my heart. Let me know that there still is a lot of kindness left on this planet, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Go ahead and talk about. I got to get Ryland's picture up for everybody.
There's no nonsense with the members. You know, Dave doesn't allow any of that stuff, and there's lots of love. It was really cool. People were coming up to me expressing their thanks for what I do on here and stuff, and it just means a lot. Makes me fired up to do more. And then the cook, I walked in the galley, and the cook was just like super stoked to have me on the boat. It was really cool. That all that stuff made my day, you know. And then we're having dinner, and more clients kept showing up, and next thing you know, it was 10 o'clock at night, and they were shooing us out of there. But it was cool to be a part of it, you know. When Dave first invited me up there, I was like, man, I got to go up there, blah blah blah. But I would never miss another one, you know. And this is just the beginning on here for me, you know. There's a lot of stuff ahead here. Members will start coming on my boat, and there'll be more memories and a lot of fish killing.
And gang, we want you to all to understand, yesterday was a little slow out on the water. You know why? Because we're doing something that most of you don't admit to that own charter boat. We're actually fishing. We're taking people out fishing for a living, and we do the very best we can, and we try to do the best we can. And sometimes, like Al said, he hasn't won, but it ain't magic. You wave that thing over the water and the fish don't bite. But the best part about it is everybody that was there, they're all fishermen.
Right.
They understand it's fishing.
Right.
It's fishing. And we fished a lot. We tried a lot of spots, did a lot of different things, tried a lot of different.
Yeah, we're using dropper loops and sardines and some bigger baits and stuff. And I told Tut, I go, hey, hold on a minute. I go, I know how we can get bit. I went over there and made a knocker rig with a little tiny piece of squid on there. And it was still a tough bite. There was just no current.
There was no current. And then the places where there was a little tiny bit of current or something, we were red tide. It was red tided up. It was pretty gnarly. The red tide was making a mess.
That was a Ryland picture.
Yeah, I'm just downloading it. That's what you're watching. Keep talking. They're all listening to you. They're all listening to you, buddy. They're there. You're there. Go. How can they get a hold of you if they wanted to go on your boat?
Oh yeah, you can
trying to figure it out.
You can call me direct for a charter at 619-800-FISH. That's 619-800-3474. Or go to my site, CaptainClowers.com, and auto book. You know, like I said, everything's biting down here in San Diego. We're not in Dana Point no more. So from the back bay.
Oh boy, that hurt.
From the
back, a little dig.
From the back bay, you know, all the way through the islands and offshore, and that stuff's gonna pop. So fishing's fairly good now, and it's gonna get really good offshore. So we have plenty of availability, and it's gonna be gone, and then people are gonna be wanting to book a trip, and there's not gonna be any availability. So come on out with us and have a good time, and you won't be let down. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're right, John Stanley. Jeanette, she's a badass. She was in that corner. She's hurting for certain. She's got a rough time, had a rough time. And she stayed right there at the rail and fished all day. But pretty much everybody did. But Jeanette, yeah, you're a badass the way you handled all that stress. But the real cool thing was having that chair and being able to sit in that corner and relax and enjoy the day. Everybody understands, and we're all working together. And it came out to be just a spectacular time on the water. Here he is, little Ryland, with his big whopper fish on his little tiny rod. It was Wayne set him up with that little mini rod, and he caught that big sand bass, and he was the champion of the trip. Ryland had a great time. He kind of fell asleep a couple times.
Yeah, he's only 10. So.
Getting up at 3 in the morning, kind of whooped his little butt. But he was right there at the rail every time we stopped. He only slept when we were moving.
Right.
As soon as we stopped, he was at the rail fishing hard. That's kind of what it's about, though. If you're going to do this fishing thing, I know a lot of you. I just talked to one of our members about this bluefin thing. I think too many people are wrapped up in it, Alan. They're missing out on like the beautiful opportunity to go to the Coronados with you.
Oh, right.
And go see that.
Right.
Go with Al and learn about the island and learn about Coronados and what this spot is and that spot is. Take Al on your boat. If your boat's over 35 feet, Al will be more than happy to come with you. If it's smaller than 35 feet, Pablo will go with you. No problem. We got you covered in San Diego with whichever level, and we're licensed guides. But I think too many people are missing out. I know it's fun to hold up your camera at work and show everybody the picture of your 200-pound bluefin. But how cool would it be to learn how to fish for fish that live here year round?
Right. You know, I mean, there's all walks of life in the fishing community. There's guys that really want to catch big fish, and I understand that, and we can take them there. There's people, families with kids that want to get bit, and I do a lot of that, right? So the islands, you know, I can teach you everything about the islands from the rock pile all the way to Pukey Point, and when to go here and when not to go there, currents, all that kind of stuff. You know, right now they're catching a sprinkle of yellowtail, but the lingcod fishing is off the hook. Not for everybody if you don't know what's going on with it, but I got a lingcod spot down there that's off the hook, and then all the reds and all the rockfish, you know, the bonita and stuff like that. So anywhere from dropping down rock cod fishing, trolling rapalas, slow trolling sardines, fly line and baits, yo-yo, surface iron, everything.
A really cool thing about it too is that rock cod fishing down there, you can still have more than 2 vermilion, right?
Stick to the Mexican limits, yes.
And how many vermilions can you have down there?
5.
There you go. There you go. And you still can be back sleeping in your own bed at night.
Right.
That's kind of good.
Right.
And there she is, the badass herself. Jeanette, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us today. We were all just talking about what a badass you are and how you fished all day right there. And we know that the best part about it was watching David fish the whole day. David was so into it. He was like in the mix, man. He was all over the boat, having fun, and then having Dan as the cook. My God, we ate so good. Breakfast burritos were incredible. Spicy sausage, lots of cheese, hash browns, eggs, burritos.
Yeah, I had a breakfast burrito, a hamburger, a hot dog, and 2 candy bars and about 4 waters.
Oh my God, it was so fun. I saw Jeanette had 2 patty melt or 2 cheeseburgers without the bun, and David had 2 cheeseburgers. The food's incredible on the boat, but the camaraderie and the friendship and everybody hanging out, just enjoying being on the water.
Hey, and the crew on that boat was phenomenal as well. They did a really good job. You know, they had a bunch of us running all around that thing, and top-notch operation. You know, throw a shout out for those guys. If you're ever up in Dana Point, you definitely want to look them up.
The Helena Sport Fishing, Calvin Cooper is a wonderful human being. He runs a great operation, a couple of good deckhands, a really phenomenal cook. Dan is the man.
And he's been the owner of that boat for 13 years.
Yeah, so, Calvin, he's done a very nice job. He's got a good clientele. He's got a good track record for catching fish. It's just there's nothing wrong with that operation, gang. If you haven't checked it out yet, you want to check that out. But then again, all the vessels at Dana Point, everything at Dana Point Harbor is first class all the way. It's a great place. You
want to jump on a whale watching boat, or you want to jump on that Catalina Express? You want to go on one of the 6 sport boats? They got everything right there, right?
Everything.
And a hotel to stay in that's economically priced.
Absolutely. Right? And then Tim Ogilvy's watching right now, and what Al and I were talking about last night, what we're going to do. We're doing this Don Hansen Day on the 15th of May every year. It's going to be an annual event for the members, and the first 10 guys that were on the boat, your guys are going to be that group. We're going to keep it together. We're going to keep everybody together. We're going to keep doing this. One year we'll even catch fish.
Oh, one year we probably catch a bunch of yellows. May is always a good year for.
This is just a really funky year. Right. But we did try. We didn't give up, and everybody on the boat stayed at the rail. I mean, I got a cool picture right here, I think, of everybody just kind of fishing hard. Even though there wasn't much to catch, nobody gave up. Everybody's
I'll
at the
tell
rail fishing hard. Fishing hard, baby.
Yeah, I can remember in May we're catching big old 25-pound yellowtail right off the Whistler and down off the IV Flats. Man, it's just every year is different, you know.
Yeah, it's all about that water.
But it's days, and if not weeks or days to come. That's going to be really epic.
Tomorrow's show is going to be phenomenal. I have a young man, Jerry from Hawaii, going to join us in the great. We should be out at the East Cape with Bill Varney and I hosting the show tomorrow. I'm going to try to go out there. He's promised me he'll show me how to catch a fish in the surf tomorrow afternoon.
He's going to be down south. He's down there.
He's there right now. He's cool. At Palmas, and we're gonna be there. Come on down, Al. Jump on the plane with me this afternoon. When this is over, gang, as soon as we're done with the podcast, I'm back in the car and to the border and jumping on the plane. The Valaris thing is so easy. If you've never done it before, you jump. Al drops me off right there. I already have my ticket. I just scan it on the little gate. It opens right up. I walk right in. I go over the bridge, and in less than 10 minutes, I'm standing in front of my gate in Tijuana, never even knowing that you entered Mexico. If you haven't done it yet, if you have not tried the CBX down there, what city is that?
San Ysidro.
San Ysidro. If you haven't tried that yet, gang, you should. There's nothing to be afraid of. We talked about it on the podcast a couple days ago. I know that there was a tragedy that happened down in just below Ensenada, right, or just above Ensenada, between Rosarito Beach and Ensenada. Those surfers. But that had nothing to do with Mexico. It just had to do with a scumbag, which you guys have a few of them. I saw them in San Diego. There's a couple here.
Yeah, Dana Point, San Diego, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. Scumbags.
But how cool is that to jump on a plane this afternoon, go hang out with Kelly for the night. As soon as it gets to be about 5 o'clock, you're off to the East Cape, huh? How rad is that?
Yeah, it takes 2 hours to drive over to Palmas from my house. The cool thing about it, it's not like 2 hours here in Southern California. It's 2 hours of driving, no traffic. It's 2 hours of driving at 65, 70 miles an hour on a beautiful road with cows. Cows are probably the number one. Cows and the goats. Those are your two traffic jams while you're driving to the East Cape from Cabo over there. And then I'll be on a pristine white sand, powdered sugar sand beach. We'll be at the resort doing the podcast, and then we'll be out fishing tomorrow afternoon, evening. And then I'll be back in my bed. I'll leave that East Cape right before dark and be back in my bed hanging out with Kelly girl for the weekend. Right. It's going to be insane.
And the weather's down there's not too toasty on the East Cape right now?
No, it's in the high 80s, low 90s. Not a lot of humidity. Humidity will be coming in October.
Those AFTCO board shorts and a little swim and a little cast and a rooster.
Yeah. Oh my God. Something off the beach. Bill's going to show me the surf fishing gear. But hey, gang, I want to talk about Fishing Booker. If you see him right up there in the top right corner, fishingbooker.com. Al's part of Fishing Booker. Justin's part of Fishing Booker. Pablo's part of Fishing Booker. If you're going to charter a boat, and here in Southern California, you don't have to, you can call me, you call Al, call Justin, call Pablo. They're just part of it because Fishing Booker has a giant coverage. People jump on there all the time to book a trip. Right. So it behooves you guys to be a part of that. And now you can book these guys through your saltwater guide. But if let's say you're traveling to Florida, let's say you're traveling down to the East Cape, let's say you're traveling to Cabo, let's say you're going up to San Francisco, you don't know who to fish with, go to fishingbooker.com, grab the QR code there, go to fishingbooker.com and use the QR code, and that'll let them know you got it off of your saltwater guide. But you can book a boat anywhere. They cover so much area. And it gives you an opportunity to get on a boat and go fishing, because most of the places you travel to, you don't know who to talk to. You don't know who to go with. You can jump on Fishing Booker, look at all the different boats, and they all have a testimonial page. You can find out about the captain, what they did, how the service was. Service nowadays is super important. So check it out, read about it, find out about it, see who the guy is that you might want to go with. Then do your own research afterwards and find out if because there's a lot of guys that are on there that shouldn't be. So make sure that you do your due diligence when you go to fishingbooker.com to make sure that you're getting in a reputable situation with real reputable people. And that's the cool thing about Fishing Booker, is it opens it up so you can see more than one boat. Like, I know we used to just Google it, and then we go, oh, I want to go fishing in Florida, and 5 boats would pop up, whoever the first 5 guys are that are on Google, and then you just pick one of them. Not with Fishing Booker. You got hundreds of boats, and you got ways to check it out. Find out who the boat is, find out who they are, then go back through Fishing Booker and book it. So,
but what they want to do when they go on there, just a quick hint, is there's a bunch of people that's not supposed to be on there. So you want to just choose the people with the badge. And if you go with us San Diego guys, me, Justin, probably just call us direct.
Absolutely. We'll take care of you wherever you're going fishing at.
But keep an eye out for the badge. Don't book anybody that doesn't have a badge. That has a that covers their screening, so they have submitted all their right paperwork to make them legal.
There you go. Absolutely. Perfect. That's perfectly well said. And Al's been a part of Fishing Booker for a very long time, so he knows the ins and outs. You can also give him a call later and ask him, hey, I'm going fishing here or there, Florida or Miami or New York or Boston or whatever. Give Al a call. He'll let you know how to look through Fishing Booker and decide who's the right guy to book. Right?
Right.
Perfect. So there you go, fishingbooker.com. Grab that QR code, gang, and go on a fishing trip. Gang, we got this Lopez Mateos trip coming up in October. We also have we got 1 spot left for the Alaska trip. We have 1 spot left for the for the second week. Kelly Girl and I will be up there for 2 weeks. The second week, we have 1 ticket available. You want to join us? It's a bucket list trip. It's going to be epic. It's going to be phenomenal. And first trip sold out. Second trip, you want to get on with us, and it's through Pacific Sport Fishing Alliance. You can grab the phone number to contact us. Contact them right there at 760-331-2650. That's how you can go with me and Kelly Girl and Larry Hansen go fishing up in Alaska. It's going to be a bucket list trip. I'm super excited about it. Mike Lewis is super excited about it. And then in October, we have the trips down to Adolfo Lopez Mateos in Baja California, in the revered Magdalena Bay area. Mag Bay, you guys have heard about, those of you that fish, you heard about Mag Bay a lot, I'm sure. It's right on the top of most people at least from Southern California. It's right on the top of their bucket list, Al, of places to go. Right. They want to see that Mag Bay, catch 100 marlin in a day, catch a wahoo,
bunch of wahoo,
catch tuna,
go in the mangroves and catch a bunch of other stuff.
And then you go in the mangroves and do the magical fishing, the fully high-tech fishing. I know Larry and Tut were talking about it, but I just got a text from Larry Hansen, another Larry, about the availability of the trip. So let me make sure that I give these numbers right. All right. Hold on 1 second, everybody. While you're waiting, you could talk to Al, or there may be some questions. Somebody wants to see your chum buddy. Do you have it here?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, we'll pull that out. You guys can look at that. Pull that out. You can look at that. Mike Lewis, Jamie, we're going to have a ball up there. Pablo, you need to come down to Fish Mag Bay with me. It's going to be incredible. We got openings. You and Kate come down for. So the first trip is October 10th. And we have two spots available for that. And then the second trip is October 15th. And we have 4 spots available for that. And the king about it, and Larry was going to be on the show today, but he didn't have time. The thing about this trip down to Lopez Mateos, it's super easy, especially if you're coming out of the Tijuana airport. Fly right down to Loreto. Larry and I will pick you up in the van, take you right over the hill to Adolfo Lopez Mateos, and then we are do it. Yeah, I got a ride, Pablo. Al's going to give me a ride. Thank you very, very much. But that whole Adolfo Lopez Mateos is so accessible. It's an hour and 45-minute flight from the Tijuana airport, or you can fly direct Alaska Air out of San Diego or LA, right straight to Loretto. We pick you up, we take you over the hill, and then we're in Mag Bay, and you're going to eat phenomenal seafood, scallops, lobsters, all kinds of great stuff. And then we're going to go fish for all kinds of bitchin' fish. You're going to have time of your life. So you want to join us on that trip, 760-331-2650. Give Larry Hansen a call. If he doesn't answer, call Captain Dave Hansen at 949-374-0786. All right. Let's do some technical stuff. Let's talk about this little baby you got in your hands.
Oh, chum buddy. So actually, I call him a chum tube. So this is the chum tube right here. So this thing's 14 inches long. It holds about 3 or 4 pounds of sardine. It's got a little screw-on cap right here where you take the cap off, fill it up. And then it has a little crushers right here on the end of the tube. Just fill it up, stick this in here like this. Screw it on. And then you can pump it like this. You don't have to pump it much, just pump it to get it going. And then there's not a lot of holes in here. And the reason why is because you only want to let out all the small little elements. And the grease and all the stuff comes out of here, but it lets all the stuff really shoot up to a fine stuff that just floats in the water, and it works really well. You can use this thing will last for probably 6 hours at a time. So you could either refill it, or if you're fishing for makos and stuff like that, where you don't want to break up your chum buddy, you get 2 of them, and you can pack them the night before and have them ready to go, or you can pack them on the boat, make bait in the morning and you can put them in there, however you want to do it. But I sell them for $60 plus shipping, or you can come pick them up at my house. And this is the deal that gets all the bone fishing in the bay and mako shark fishing, gets it going. Instead of having a big old 5-gallon bucket frozen, you can just use these.
Yeah, and we had this on the boat when I was fishing with Al. And it's pretty spectacular because this is going up and down the whole time while you're fishing it, while it's in the water. So it's doing the motion for you. Like Al said, the first few times you smash your bait up, then he lays it in the water right there on the back of the boat. And this thing's moving up and down as the boat goes up and down. It's going bloop, bloop, and it's making the chum come out of these little tiny holes. And it almost looks like sawdust going out the back of the boat.
Right.
Then you start to look behind the boat and you'll start to see the jack smelt, the little top smelt and little mackerels. And then you're looking back there and then here comes a little leopard shark.
Yeah, one swam through the chum line. That was really cool.
And then here comes the bonefish and the croakers and everything. But this, John Stanley, Tina Stanley, and Mike, a lot of our members will tell you that they go and they buy a chum bucket or they make their own chum bucket or whatever. There's a lot to do to get ready to do this. Al's got these available for you. And this thing is going to be this is exactly what you need. But like John Stanley and Tina, they don't even go out without, no matter what they're fishing for.
Right.
They're fishing tuna. They got their chum buddy. They're fishing, the artificial reefs. They got that. They're fishing the kelp.
The Dorado and the yellowfin tuna. When you need a chunk, you don't need a chunk. You just use that thing.
And yes, Jeanette, it creates a chum slick behind the boat. And you and David should give Al a call and go out, try it, check it out with him and see what it's all about. Go out on his boat for a couple hours, Back Bay. You'd love it. You'd have a good time and you'd be able to see how the thing works. I invite all of you to give Al a call and try to see. Go with them on. You want to go see what Al's all about? Go with them on the Back Bay trip. That'll get you hooked. Then you'll want to go with Al on all the trips because look at that beautiful boat right behind us. That thing's set up perfect, super comfortable. Inside seating, outside seating. It's got everything you need. Giant bait tank, which that's right down my alley.
Yeah, 3 of them, actually.
I ain't going if we ain't got a big giant
bow bait tank, one on the deck and one on the stern. And that beautiful big old bow rail for the guys that want to get up and cast surface.
Throw the iron.
And poppers and stuff. Yeah, it's great.
Everybody loves it. There's nothing wrong with it.
But yeah, I'm getting tired of being in the garage in this little command center right here. It's time to go fishing.
Absolutely, Al. I don't know why everybody. What are you guys waiting for? What are y'all waiting for? You should be out there.
Everybody's at.
Should be out there fishing.
I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and normally this month we'll do about 11 to 16 trips, you know, and it's just like a ghost town right now. You drive down San Diego coast and look at the bay and there's nobody out there. So I don't know what's really going on, but my prices are really, really fair, especially for that Riviera. And get on the calendar now before they're all gone. That's about all I can say, you know, so you're not left behind.
Yeah, John Stanley, it ties up right there to the back of the boat. He's got a little spot he ties it up to. He's got this little
this little rope right here. I just hook it on the cleat. Depending on what size your gunnel is, you can change this rope out if you want. It's super easy. It's just a knot on the inside. But see, there's just a knot on the inside, so you can make a longer rope, shorter rope, whatever you want. But it's the real deal. A few years of experiments, and that's the one. And I don't have any available, but like for the Makos and stuff, if you want a 10-pound or 20-pound one, I just use a bigger tube. But you can talk to me about that, and I can tell you what's going on with those pricing and stuff.
And if you want to know why it costs that much, go out. Just go to Home Depot on your way home tonight and start pricing PVC parts.
Right.
I mean, just the cap, just the stick, every piece of that. The prices have gone up dramatically. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Down in Mexico, it's super easy to understand. The peso has the dollar has gone down 40% since I moved to Cabo. For a couple of weeks there, it was down 60%. It's bounced back. It's down. We're only down 47% right now. When I moved to Cabo, there was an orange guy running the country, and gasoline was like $2.25 a gallon. Now it's $6.50.
San Diego prices more.
And now it's $6.50 a gallon.
That's crazy.
I don't know if it has anything to do with the color of the human, but when the orange guy was there, it was cheaper, and now the old white guy's there, and it's mind-bogglingly amount.
Hey, and that Valera situation you got, that's epic. Because try to drive. I mean, I've done a couple trips driving all the way to Cabo, surfing and fishing along the way with the girls, and man, it costs a lot of money for fuel.
Yeah,
I was tripping how much the fuel price. I told the wife, I said, man, we could have flew down here twice and rented a car. Right.
I found it, Tim. I'm loading it right now. It should be up here on the screen in a minute. Tim Ogilvy got a big sand bass. It should have been jackpot, but I think Pablo fixed it or something. Should have been the jackpot. But Al, how can they get one of those chum buddies? What do they got to do? They got to call you.
Call me direct at 619-800-FISH, 619-800-3474. Or shoot me an email, captainclowers@gmail.com.
Nice. You guys get in on that. Get one of those chum buddies. What do you call them?
Chum tube.
Chum tube. Don't quit calling it a chum
Super
buddy.
important.
That's somebody else's.
Right.
We're gonna get.
It's a chum tube.
We're gonna get sued for saying the wrong name.
Birthed right here in National City, California, a mile away from San Diego Bay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Right. Yeah, we can go right down the street. I'm kind of bummed I'm not gonna fish for a few minutes with you after the phenomenal fishing we had yesterday. I would just can't believe we're not going fishing. I got this picture. It's loading right now, Tim. We should have it up in a few minutes. And gang, don't miss out on this trip going down to Adolfo's Lopez Mateos. I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it, I'm putting more videos up because now all of a sudden my videos that I posted a year and a half ago, they didn't get any views. Now all of a sudden they're getting some views. So it looks like some people are interested in coming down there to Adolfo's. So
yeah, tell me a little bit about that.
The mangrove stuff is unbelievable, Al. When you come out of the launch ramp at Adolfo's and you make a right turn and you start to drive, and we go north in the bay. You could go south, you could go north, you could go anywhere. As we start to go up, though, north, we start looking real hard on the water surface, and you're looking for flipping bait. Bait, little bit of bait flipping, and then our guide Ruben, he goes into beast mode. He gets all his foul weather gear on, and then he's throwing that giant. This net is huge for a throw net.
20-footer.
Yeah, it's humongous, and it opens up perfect, and then it sinks down, and we're either getting mullet, or we're getting sardinas, or we're getting large-bodied anchovies, or large-scaled anchovies. The plethora of bait is just mind-boggling. And what we'll do is we'll fill up the bait tank full of bait. I'm not a lure guy.
And a guy like you wouldn't be caught down there with a jerk bait.
If I got a bait, if I don't have any bait, yeah. But if I got bait in the tank, or I got the ability to have someone throw the net, we're going to be live bait fishing. Yeah. And as you're driving along, I believe in my heart you could stop anywhere and catch a fish.
Good.
It looks epic, but he's got his spots we go to, and they're not bad. They're phenomenal. So you go with them. We go for an hour and a half ride up the coast, 22 knots in the bay, but it is flat. I don't care if it's blowing 25 on the outside. It's like fishing in San Diego Bay. Right. It is grease flat. There's no swells in there. And then every once in a while, I'm kind of a weirdo. I'll just say, hey, can we stop right here? He's all, there's nothing here. I go, no, it's powdered sugar sand beach for miles and miles and miles. And you just get off the pond. I take my bass rod and I go for a walk. And I'm sorry. I lied. I totally lied to everybody. I take my little bass rod with a little tiny, a little live deception flash lure. It's it's a pinhead size. It's a less than an ounce, quarter ounce lure. And the thing just annihilates the short fin corvina. And you can see them. They're like, their little tails are up. They're moving around because the water's like,
those things getting that skinny water.
6 inches deep, and they're in it. And it's every cast. And you're just walking down the beach, and I'm picking up shells for Kelly, and I'm looking at turtle shells, because when the turtles die, they die in the bay, and they're all over the beaches, and all that's underwater until the tide goes out. Then it's all high and dry, and you go walk around, and it's just magical. And the birds, if you're into bird watching, there's a zillion types of birds. And then we love to fish down there in February also. And in February, there's a million California gray whales in there in the bay. You're weaving around them. They got their babies with them. They're spy hopping. They're mating. They're doing all kinds of cool stuff. And then when you get to your spot and you drop the anchor, literally every cast can be a totally different kind of fish that I have to ask my guide all the time. What do you call this thing? What is this thing? What's that? What's this?
This one got teeth? No, that one got teeth. Yeah.
And not too many of them don't have teeth. I think that's kind of the prerequisite to living in there. You got to have a bunch of gnarly teeth to try to make it in there. But it's all like technical fishing in there. In there, it will drive you crazy if you're not a good caster. It'll absolutely drive you crazy because you're flipping your baits, or you're flipping your plastic lures, or whatever you're fishing with, right on the roots of the mangroves. That's where the big snook live. That's where the big pargo live. That's where the big Cabrera snappers live. They live right on the roots.
And then snapper is so good eating ceviche fish.
And then it's a tug of war, baby.
Right.
Because that fish wants that root back. He wants to get on it. We go through 50 hooks a day. No problem.
Kind of like
2
bass
guys
fishing, flipping in the weeds.
You're snagging a lot
on the wood. Yeah, if you're fishing wood, yeah, not snagging, but those fish pull you down in the bottom of the trees.
There's our buddy Tim's big giant sand bass. Check that thing out. That was whopper. That was a nice one, right? How cool is that? Look at the weather though. Was the weather just epic?
Flat.
Oh my God, it was so nice. It was so bitchy.
On the way home, there was barely a little breeze. No white cap.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, 8 knots of wind.
Can you imagine if it was rough in the fishing condition? It would have been tough to have a good camaraderie.
We probably wouldn't have had the podcast today either. I'd probably still be laying in bed sucking my thumb. But it was so spectacular. But that Adolfo's Lopez Mateos is magical, and I post so much cool stuff from there and all the different kinds of fish you can catch there. And yeah, that was a good picture of Ryland. Guys, we got about 10 minutes. If you have any burning questions to ask Al while we're sitting here with him, he can see him come up on the screen. He wants to answer any questions you have. And you guys want to get out there. You want to get, let's just say you're not quite ready to go fishing. I'll tell you what, you want to get booked up if you're even thinking about it. Like Al was saying a little earlier.
Right now, and I don't do this very often. Right now, I have a $100 discount on the 5-hour half day, the 3/4 day, and the 12-hour standard full day. And that's good. That's going to be good to book through June, and it's good to use the rest of the season. So you definitely want to jump on that because after June, I'm not going to be offering it anymore. But I'd like to see a bunch of bookings come in and get stoked on taking people fishing. So, like I said, this is the worst year out of 17 years so far as bookings and stuff, and it's all around the board. So share the love, and if you're looking for a charter, definitely get a hold of me.
And Matt, we wish you could have been there with us also, but you had to go out on your boat and do the fishing thing. And you had a great day yesterday. You have nothing to complain about. I got a picture here somewhere of your fish. There it is. Let's see if we can download this one. I'll get it up real quick. I'll show you what Matt did yesterday. Matt's one of our members that's been a member for a very, very long time. And he had an epic day yesterday.
Where was that at?
That was right there where Justin told him to go.
That place, but that thing spit out more than 2 handfuls of nice fish, right?
They just it's that spot that just keeps on giving.
Right.
Where the heck is that picture? Oh, I know. I'm looking in the wrong place. Hold on a second, gang. We got this thing somewhere here. What did I do with it? Is that it? Yeah, that's it. There we go. Come on. Everybody still with us? Did you guys figure out any questions for Captain Al Clowers? Anything? Nobody wants to talk to Captain Al? Make him feel bad. Come on. I missed you yesterday. Yeah, you did, Chris, because you were out there fishing somewhere else. You weren't with us. But we had a wonderful day yesterday. Once again, thank all of you for showing up for Don Hansen Day and coming for the tacos afterwards. Everything was just epic. We had so much fun. Pablo had a ball. Al had a ball. I had a ball. None of us have anything to complain about yesterday. That was just so epic. And wasn't it cool?
Phenomenal.
Cool to see all the cool stuff that my father did. There's what Matt was doing yesterday. Poor Matt. He wasn't with us, so he was out doing that. Fish. Another one. Halibut after halibut after halibut. Matt, you're on here watching right now. How many of those have you caught this year?
How many inches were that one? At least 30.
43.5 inches.
Yay, nice fish.
28.6 pounds.
Very nice.
Heck yeah. Yeah, that was so cool, man. When you sent us that picture in the morning, we were literally inside San Onofre trying to fish this old wreck I used to fish in there, and the swell was massive. We almost, it would have been a great video to see us all rolling around in the surf at San O on a 54-foot.
He had it under control, but it was like if we would have got a sneak set, we took it on the hand.
We were on the inside looking up.
We're inside the guys surfing the point.
Yeah, we were. There were boats outside of us surfing. It was wild. Gang, if you don't have any questions for Al, if you don't have anything you want to talk about, we're going to wrap this thing up because I got to haul ass to the airport. I want to thank everybody for all the support. Your saltwater guide. I can't do any of this without all of you. I appreciate all of you. And like Al said, when you guys come up to us and tell us how much you appreciate it, it feels so bitching inside. It's just a phenomenal feeling.
Super cool.
I'll tell you what, you want to hear something really, really, it's just kind of, for lack of a better word, it's kind of cute. When Al got home, his wife was in the shower. He went right in and told him how bitching it was for Dan to tell him he's been listening to him forever. You couldn't wait to tell your wife, huh? It's a bitchin' feeling, gang. You don't understand. We know we're making a difference in this industry. And how do we know that? Because of all of you. sharing with us. We know. And Justin Botrell, there you are, Justin, is going to be live tomorrow. And this trip is a trip of a lifetime. The young lady that he's taken, her children, they own a tackle store. And in the Midwest or the back east, I'm not sure, Michigan or something, they own a tackle store. Their mother has stage 4 cancer. This will be her very last fishing trip ever. And, you know, everything could change. You know that. Cubby knows that. Just because they give you a death sentence doesn't mean it is. But they're taking their mother fishing tomorrow, and they're going to allow us all in on this adventure, their mother's last trip. They're super excited that it's going to be televised or done live on the show. And it's going to pull at your heartstrings. Justin's going to be there live with them tomorrow. Probably what time in the morning do you think, Justin? I know you're right here watching. Probably around 8 o'clock or something. They're going to Catalina, and he's going to make it one of the most specialist days, because here's what we can do when we're at Catalina with Justin. He can take you fishing in the morning. You can fish for a few hours. Then he goes into the green pier and drops you off. You get to have a nice lunch on the island. Then he picks you back up on the green pier. So he's going to try to go live around 8:30 tomorrow. Then he picks you back up at the green pier, go fish for a couple more hours, and go home.
That's rad.
You can't do that at the Coronados, huh?
No.
No? They're not going to let you on the island to have lunch?
No,
even if you have a little barbecue? Here,
it's so steep, there's really no, even where the casino is, it's tough to get off. They might walk up to you with an M16 and say, what are you doing?
What are you doing on the island? You're not eating here. Yeah, it's going to be a very emotional day tomorrow. We're all very pleased that they're allowing us into something super special like this. We're going to keep the comments down. We don't want them to know that we talked about the mom. So just remember, I don't want to have to ban all of you tomorrow for making stupid ass comments. So don't do it.
Hey, that's super cool. As you know, I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and I had Hodgkin's lymphoma the first time, and it was a 3-year battle. I was about dead, you know, and so I totally understand what's going to be happening tomorrow, and it's super cool. Justin's blessed to be able to do that, and wow, every day is a gift, you know. Every day is a gift,
and you all need to remember that, because it could all
tomorrow's not
be
promised.
gone, man.
Right.
It could all be gone that quick, and we're gonna be having a great day tomorrow with Justin. I think we'll end the show at like we did yesterday at 11:45, 11:50. That's probably about the time he'll be dropping them off on the island for lunch. It'll be perfect. And then we'll pick up the action back when he picks everybody back up on the island. But in the middle of that, we'll be doing our podcast like we do every Monday through Friday at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And I'll have my guest Jerry from Hawaii, and me and Bill Varney will be doing it live from the East Cape tomorrow. So tune in. Thank you all very, very much. Don't forget fishingbooker.com for all your fishing needs. And give Al Clowers a call personally at his cell phone, and he'll answer you, and he'll talk to you, and he'll do everything he can to make it the greatest day of your life when you're out fishing. Tim Ogilvy, always good to see you, my friend. Very close personal friend, kind of like family now. And I know you survived eye cancer, and you're doing great, and you had a fun day fishing with me yesterday, and I had a fun day with you. And Al, thank you for being on the show with us today, and thanks for all your hospitality. Because I couldn't have done all the magic stuff I got to do the last few days. That spectacular seminar at Oceanside Angling Club, I'll tell you what, if they post that anywhere on social media, I'll probably be banned for life. Let's pray to God they don't post it anywhere. If you were there at the Oceanside Angling Club, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was Dave being Dave. It was Dave being Dave. And then I get to talk to, you never know how it's going to go. I talked to the people at the end, and they're like, wow, you're the only guy in the industry talking truth. You're the only guy in the industry telling us what's really the honest to God truth. Yeah, because, gang, it's scary right now what's going on. They do not want you to fish in California. So don't forget CCA. CCA is the only voice we have at the table. We got to spend the day with Wayne. He's out there fighting the fight every day for us. Go donate to CCA California. Right there's the QR code. It'll take you right to the website. Check it out. And then Monday, we'll start talking about the dinner that Kelly Girl and I will be at in Long Beach for CCA, just like the last year. We're going to sell tickets to our table. You can have dinner with us in Long Beach. Those of you that didn't get to do it last year because it was in San Diego, Those of you in the Long Beach, LA area, come on down, have dinner with Kelly Girl and I. We'll make an announcement. I'm going to try to have Chris on the show Monday for a few minutes, but Al Clowers will be with us Monday. Justin Botrell will be with us, and Pablo Fernandez will be with us on Monday. We'll talk about all the great things that happened this weekend. We might even be able to talk about one of you called Al and booked a trip with them, and we're going to like have a party that day.
Right. That thing's loaded, locked and loaded, ready to rip.
So go get them, gang. Thank you for watching the show today. I told you we were